Hello, hello, hello. It's showtime, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to send a reminder message over in the group. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. And let's see. Happy Friday. Just going to send a reminder to the group. We are live. Come on over. Hey, Patrice. Boom, 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 boom. I'm glad it's Friday too, sis. So glad it's Friday. It has been a rough week for me. 2 days out of this week, I've been woken up at like the wee hours of the morning because of some mess with my dog. So, yeah. Once at 3 in the morning, and then another time at about 5 in the morning. The first time my husband woke me up, the next day my daughter woke me up. So he obviously got into something he shouldn't have gotten into. And I'm thinking that it's the kids trying to recreate a pup cup, like a Starbucks pup cup. And it didn't sit right with his stomach. And I wish we wouldn't have done that because, yeah. But other than that, everything's been pretty good. Hope everybody's week has been good this week. It looks like this evening I may be on my own, going solo. Tara is in Canada. For those of you who have come on our other Friday Night Live Crafting Convos, then you're aware that my co-host Tara Lee Gooding, owner of Precious Delights Canada, is from Quebec, or Quebec as she says it, and they are experiencing some pretty bad thunderstorms where they are right now. So her power is out yet again. And it's also like, I think she said 82 degrees there. So it's 82 degrees and thunderstorms. So we'll pray for her that she gets her power back on soon. We actually chatted earlier today for almost 3 hours. So it really sucks that her situation happened after we chatted and right before we were going to go on our lives. So I'll be solo today. So bear with me. This is going to be a prequel to the actual video tutorial that I'm going to upload Monday to this YouTube channel here, A Crafty Mess. We're going to be working on the shoebox favors. So if you are in Black Girls Crafting Network on Facebook, thank you and hello. You can watch this on a playback if 7 p.m. California time is a little too late for you where you are, if you're in Central or East Coast time or in another country. This recording will be up and it will stay up. However, I will be doing a more formal tutorial on the shoebox templates, how to download, how to change your file once you upload it into Cricut, and how to assemble in a pre-recorded video that I will post on this channel on Monday. But I promised that we would do a live assembly tonight on Friday Night Crafting Convos, and then we'll leave everything else up to more details once I upload the video. Last time I spoke to her about the smoke, she did say the smoke was gone and that was better. So I'm glad that that's the case at least. So seeing as how I'm going to be on by myself, I know I say this every week and I'm going to say it again because, you know, at this point, it's just what I do. But we are going to try and make this a short one. All right. So I am just going to share my screen really quickly just to give you an idea of what it is that comes in the bundle that I created. And I did post the link in the description box for this video if you would like to purchase the files that we're using tonight. Excuse me. So what you get in the bundle can be purchased separately. However, it is more when you purchase them separately. So I put them all together in one bundle so that you're able to save a little bit of money. And then you have all of the files that you need right in one spot. So I am going to first share this photo with you all. This is a photo of one of the templates that comes in the bundle. To be honest with you, I am not a Jordan person, so I'm not really familiar with the names of the shoes. However, I think that this is a J11. And that's what it said on the description, so I'm rolling with it, guys. So you can see that the SVG, once assembled, is going to look very similar to this. I upsized the size on this because I was making this for a table centerpiece, but you can make it as big or as small as your paper size will allow. You can even do an off the mat with this. If you are not familiar with what an off the mat is or how you can accomplish that, I do have a video on my channel that will explain how I made a 4-foot prop. So that's 4 feet foot prop for a party backdrop for like the photo area right on my Cricut. Okay, and I just used 12 by 12 paper to make that. So and a poster board from Dollar Tree. So you guys can look at that on the channel if you'd like to know how to make this even bigger than the 12 by 12 size standard that will come on your Cricut. So this is one of the shoes, and then I'm going to show you the other shoe template that is going to also be included. Okay. And when you see me looking over to the side, I have dual screens, so I apologize if that is a little creepy to you. Okay, and then this is the other shoe that is going to also come in the template bundle. Okay, in addition to the 2 shoes that I've just showed you, you're also going to receive the box template that's shown in this photo. And you're going to receive the templates to create labels. The labels would go either on the side of the box template, or you can enlarge them and put them on the side of a gable box, which is shown here in the photo. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now, the people that are in my craft group on Facebook were given the option of being able to purchase the bundle file through Cash App. So by sending me the Cash App and the receipt for that, I was able to then forward them the files to their email address. However, if you don't feel comfortable with Cash App and or you are not in my group, but you'd like to purchase the bundle, then you can do so by going online and getting it from my website. So I am a legit business. I do have a website. Just going to show you really quickly. So this is the website here and what it will look like once you get onto the page. It is listed as Shoebox Party Favor Bundle. It's a $15 digital file. And so in the seller's notes, there is a place where you would put your email address so that I could send you the zip files to your email address once the payment is made. But it is going to come with this shoe template. It's also going to come with, let's see, is it going to allow me to change it on here? With the other shoe that I showed you, as well as with the box template and the labels. Okay, So I'm just going to list what is included. You get 2 SVGs for the shoes, the J11 and the other shoe, whatever it's called. You're also going to receive 5 PNG templates for the labels. So it's going to come in black, white, pink, blue, and orange. And then you're also going to receive the logos that you can put on your box. So the swoosh, the Jumpman, and another one on there. You'll see it once you go into the bundle. I don't want to say everything on online. And then the file will also include 2 sizes of the box. So one where you can make it small, like 4.5 inches, and then the other is to make it 7 inches or more. You can always size these up or down depending on what type of machine you're using and the size paper that you have. So you're not stuck with 4.5 or with 7. I've just given you 2 different template options because if you're going to make a larger box, you may be required to use more than 1 sheet of paper to assemble it. So I wanted to include all. So you get all of that for the $15. And again, if you were to purchase them separately, it would be more. Hi, Angela. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Alrighty, so are you guys ready to get started? I am going to first show you how to upload the files once you've purchased them and you downloaded them, and then how you can manipulate the files to make them your own, because there will be a little bit of manipulation on the files that you are going to get just so that you can get them to the colors and the style that you want. So I wanted to make sure that you have that option. So let me go ahead and, that's not the one I want. I'm gonna share a different screen with you guys. Drop down in the chat and say hello. And if you haven't already done so, guys, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you have your notification bell on as well. So again, for those who are just joining, hey, you made it. I know it's late where you are. I'm so glad that you decided to come. We haven't really gone into it too much yet, other than what information I sent you through Messenger. So I hope I say your name right. Is it Shalise? I hope that's correct. So just going over what's included in the bundle. So what I was mentioning just a few seconds ago is that you're going to get 2 different shoes. So originally when I was working on the file, when I was searching myself for these files, they're selling them all separate. Like you're not really getting one bundle that's going to include everything. So I had to purchase them all separate and then remake them. So you're going to get them all together. So you're going to get two shoes. You're going to get 5 of the labels. So 5 different colors, pink, blue, black, white, orange, depending on what type of shoebox you want to do. And then you're going to also receive the logos for the Jordan logos. And then you'll receive also the templates for the boxes themselves. And there's 2 box templates. So as I was explaining, one is when you want to make the smaller boxes and you can fit it all on 1 sheet of paper. But if you want to enlarge the box, then I have a separate file that you can use for boxes that you want to make bigger that you would put together on 2 sheets of paper. So all of that is included in the one bundle. If not purchased separately, then they come out to be about maybe like $5 more when you purchase them separately. So, all right. What I'm showing now is what you're going to do to get the file into your Cricut. And I apologize, I am not a Silhouette user, so my tutorials at this point are going to be mostly Cricut and Photoshop, and then I do some SoCal as well. But I don't do the Silhouette as of yet. I do have the software, but it's a little intimidating for me. So what you want to do is you want to hit upload, go to upload image, browse, and then you're going to locate the file on your computer, I'm just going to where I know that I have the file. And then you're going to click open, and then there's the file. Now, this shoe is the one that we're going to assemble on this video. Okay, so I'm going to hit upload. You can rename it if you would like. And then once I've done that, you click on it, make sure the green box is around so you know it's selected, and you can see that it's down here as well. And then you're going to hit add to canvas to go ahead and bring it onto your canvas. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, I made it really simple so that you can customize the shoe the way that you want it. I am not a tennis shoe fan, so I mean, not fan, like I don't know a lot about tennis shoes, so I don't really know what they look like too much. You can make it based on what your customer wants, or you can go online and find some pictures to reference it to. Right now, it's just a single layer file, so you can see that this is just an outline. If you were to cut this particular file, this is all that you're going to get, is this black outline. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so that's what's up on the screen right now. So what you want to do is you want to take the file, and I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so I have a little bit more room, and I'm going to duplicate it. All right, and then I'm going to duplicate it yet one more time. The reason that I do it 3 times is because I am going to cut this out of 3 different colors. So I want a layer for each color. So this is going to be my background layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, and I know it's selected because it has a box around it, and it's also highlighted green on the right, and I'm going to hit contour. This selection changes from show to hide. I'm going to select hide. And so what I've done is I've turned off every cut file on there with the exception of that background. Okay, and then I'm going to change my background to white. It's up to you to what you want to change your background to, but this one will be one solid cutout piece as opposed to, like I said, what I'm holding in my hand right now, which is just this outline. And I hope this makes sense and I'm not being too wordy. All right, so this one, we're gonna keep the way that it is with that black outline. This one, I am going to, again, use the contour feature to just change the portions that I want to change. So what I'm gonna do is, and then I'm going to select with my mouse the sections of the shoe that I would like to change the color on. Okay, so I just use my mouse to do that. And then I'm going to use the X to click out of that. And this is what I ended up with. I'm going to go up here and change the color of this to red. Okay, and then I'm going to click on that, hit arrange, and just send it back 1 so that it's right behind the black layer. And then this is what my shoe would look like once it's pieced together. So I hope I didn't move too fast. I hope that made sense to you. So I just wanted to show you how easily you can customize this. If it's easier for you, once you've done these steps here, what you can do is go ahead and save your file, name it, whatever you want to name it. I'll just put in here Jordan shoe template. And then after you've saved it, then if you want to change the colors of your shoes, then all you have to do is click on the layer that you want the color change for and just do it like that. So for example, if I didn't want a red shoe and I wanted it gray, then I would just change the color of the red layer. If I want a yellow shoe, so on and so forth. Make sense? All right. So if that makes sense, hopefully we can go ahead and we can go to the next step, which would be to send it over to our mat to cut. So we've taken the 1 layer image and we have now created a 3 layer image. So when I hit make it, it's going to separate by color on 3 different mats. And we have all 3 of them here. Now here, if you wanted to make more than one shoe, you could change the number and then hit apply, and it'll space it out on your mats for you. Also, if you are planning on doing this in HTV as opposed to paper, this would be the time you'd want to remember to hit that mirror button to reverse the image for your heat transfer. Let me change it back to 1. And then this is also where you would change your paper size. So if you are using smaller and or larger paper, then you can change it there as well. We're not going to make any changes to any of these. You would just hit continue. And then you're going to select the type of material that you're cutting your SVG out of. In this case, I was using paper. So I selected the 65-pound cardstock. And then you're going to go ahead and put your paper on your mats and then load it into your Cricut machine. All right. So very simple. After you get to that point, you're just going to take your 3 layers and then layer them on top of each other in order. So this is my base layer. That's all white. This is my primary color for my shoe that I have in red. And we did this just by using that contour feature. And then here is the outline and the swoosh. That's going to give it that extra bit of detailing and then also make everything pop and make it look more 3-dimensional. Because of the size of this outline and how thin those pieces are, you're going to want to use a liquid glue. So don't try and get like double-sided tape. It's not going to work. These pieces are too thin and they're going to show. Okay, so you do want to use some type of liquid glue for at least this one. You may be able to get away with tape on the larger pieces of the second piece. Now, if you were going to use this for a centerpiece, now I made this one small just for the purposes of the video and being able to fit everything in screen. But if you were going to use this for a centerpiece, what you'd want to do is once you've designed the shoe and the colors that you would like, you're going to draw a box over everything and duplicate all 3 layers and reverse them so that you'd have 2 of these cut out, but you'd be able to glue this design to the other side as well. I hope that makes sense. I should have probably cut out both of them just so I could give you a visual. But that way, no matter which side of the table your guest is sitting on, this is what they'll see. Okay, so it'll be the same as this and on the back. And you don't necessarily have to duplicate the white layer. You could just duplicate the red and black layer and reverse it for the back. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so I am going to close out this one. Sorry, another window popped up. I'm going to show you what other files are included in the bundle. So, and for all of those that are on right now, that this is your first time on the channel, we do this every Friday at 7 p.m. We're the late night crafting convos. First we craft, and then we usually have a little bit of chat and convo towards the end. I typically have a co-host, Tara Fun, on Facebook, but her name is Tara Lee Gooding. She's owner of Precious Delights Canada. that joins me every Friday. However, she is in Quebec, Canada, and they are currently experiencing a thunderstorm. So they are going to not have any power. They don't have any power right now. So, but usually every Friday she joins me as well. We are paper crafters by heart, but we do all kinds of crafts. So I do sublimation, t-shirts, air fresheners, resin art, painting, you name it, I do it. Stickers, all of the above. So I pretty much do it all. Okay, so I'm going back into the file, bundle file, to just show you some of the other files that are included. Okay, so what we saw was the 2 shoe templates. The files also come with the shoe labels. And as I mentioned, the shoe labels are going to come in a bunch of different colors. So I'm just going to show you that we have them in pink, we have them in black, we have them in a bunch of different colors. All right, so I went ahead and uploaded. I'm going to hit print and cut because the labels you're going to do with the print and cut feature. So you can put in all your information. So I'm going to upload it and add it to the canvas. And this part is going to be basically you designing it the way that you'd like for it to be. So what you're going to do is, since this is just a label, you're not going to actually change anything on it. It is going to stay the same at all times. You're just going to add to it. And I'm just going to do an example. So you want to you want to find, excuse me, whatever kind of font that you're going to be using. I'm just going to pick the first one that comes up because this is for demonstration purposes. I'm just going to show you how we can go about using these templates to design your label. So I just pick a font, whatever font that's going to be, make it the color that you're going to want it. And then you're going to add whatever little text, other text you're going to put in here. Now, what I typically did over here, so I'm going to take that font again, is I put in like some phony shoe sizes. I don't know what they are. I mean, you can look them up, but this is typically something that you would see on a shoebox label. It's going to list the size and the US size and maybe Canada and Europe. So we can put that right there. Okay, and whatever logo you're going to be using would go here. So I'm going to show you that in our files, you do get logos. So let me go to upload image. And I'm just going to go back into my file set. And again, the bundle is 15 for all of it. So I'm going to do the little Jumpman, the little Jordan Jumpman. So I'll upload him, click on it and add to canvas. Jill of all trades. Okay, came in rather big. I'm just going to make him a little bit smaller and I'm going to fit him over here on the side. And we can just stretch him out or do whatever we need to do. But you see what I'm doing here, right? So you're just going to use whatever font that you'd like, and you're going to put in your information. It could be information specific to your client, or it could be just information that you just, add in there. You can always look up some examples, but you're going to get 5 of these label templates. So once you have all of the information that you're going to be using, what you're going to do is hold down your shift key and we're going to just highlight all of that text, and then I'm going to group it together. And then you can duplicate it. Of course, you put more text in there, but you're just going to duplicate it and add it to all the other labels. I'm getting tongue-tied. Oh, wow. I don't know where that came from. That was a completely different file that I was working on. Okay, that must have been the last thing I copied using the Control-C method. All right. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just copying that text. I'm gonna make the canvas just a little bit smaller. Copying the text and then placing it where you want it to go. That one looks like it got made just a little bit bigger somehow. And then once you have it everywhere you want it to go, then what you're gonna do, oh, that's not what I was trying to do. You're going to take your mouse and you're gonna draw a box over everything, or you can hold your shift button down and then just highlight all of the layers on the right, and you're gonna click flatten. You can do this in Word, you can do it in Photoshop, you can do it in Cricut, any place that you can print from, okay? So it doesn't have to be Cricut, it can be from any of those programs. And then what's happened is you can see that all those layers that were showing up on the right have now condensed down to one layer. So it is only going to print this. And I can hit make it. It says it's too large, that's okay. We're just doing that for purposes of the video. And then once you send it over to your mat, and that's what it'll look like. It'll add the registration marks for you. And then if you want, you can feed it through your Cricut and have it cut it out. But this is a basic shape, so I would typically just go ahead and cut that out by hand. It's faster for me. And you don't have to worry about your calibrations or anything like that. Okay, so I also want to just show you that all right, so I'm going to go back into that bundle file. I know it's repetitive, but what else, right? Because look how juicy this file is. So this is everything that's going to come in the file that you are going to get. So I just want to show you some, sorry for the noise, some of the other logos that are going to be included in the bundle as well. So you're going to get this logo here. And I see a lot of people using these for the tablescapes, either cake toppers and or table decor. Combining this particular background with the shoe template box and or, you know, a couple of these shoes. So you're going to get that logo. You're also going to receive this logo here that has the Jumpman and the name Jordan. You get the regular Jumpman, which we just saw that we added to the label that we just did. And then you're going to receive this. It's a SVG, so hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. See if we can't pull it up in Design Space. 1 second. And if that's not the right one, then I have another one in there. I just have to find it. But this is the logo that you get. This one here. So you can also go online. I see a lot of people go online and they just will download something from Google. The only problem that I have with that is that sometimes the images that you're going to get from there are not going to be the best quality. So just keep that in mind. All right, so those are the logos, those are the templates, and then those are the shoes. So the other two files that are going to be included in your bundle are going to be your box templates. If you are just joining or you didn't hear the information before, you're going to get two box templates. You're going to get one that's going to be for smaller box, and you're going to get one that is going to be for larger boxes. The smaller boxes, I believe it goes up to about 5 inches before you are going to need to use 2 sheets of paper as opposed to one. And then if it's anything 6.5 inches or more, then you are going to definitely need 2 sheets of paper. So I have 2 different templates, one for large shoebox and then one for a smaller shoebox. So the only difference is that the larger file, the one that says large on it, is going to be for, you'll need at least 2 sheets of paper to create it. So for the purposes of tonight's assembly video, we are going to use the one for the small box. So if you guys have questions, let me know. And then as always, guys, we're always saying every Friday that if the 7 p.m. time frame is too late for you because you are in a different time zone and or country, what have you, then just let us know. We can always see if we can push these up sooner. This was just a time that I grabbed out of the air one evening because I was just, to be honest with you, I wasn't really thinking about the time other than California time. So yeah, we can always do it earlier, later, or on a different day. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and subscribe. Make sure your notification bell is on and hit the like button or dislike button, whichever you prefer. But let's just get some interaction with these Friday Night Live videos. Otherwise, it seems like I'm just talking to myself. And if you haven't already done so, follow me on TikTok. Now, let me give the disclaimer. Bree Moore is my business and Genoa in her professional capacity. However, a crafty mess is all encompassing. So, hey, Danae. Okay, I want to see those pictures in the group, hon. So on a crafty mess, you're not going to get the professional Genoa all the time. Like this, the name of the channel describes me as a person, not my capabilities or abilities, okay? I'm a crafty mess because if you've seen the floor in this room, you'd be like, yeah, she's a mess. I'm a very messy crafter, so. All right, I forgot what the heck we were doing. Okay, box templates, that's what we were doing. Come on, Genoa, get with it. I'm going back into my bundle and I'm going to grab a box template. And I'm going to grab the 4.5-inch box because I don't want to have to use 2 sheets of paper. But I want to show you the importance of how to work with the file, because when we create these templates in other systems, they don't allow for us to bring over the lines as score lines. They're going to always import as cut lines. So I'm going to show you how you can change it from a cut line to a score line. However, I did make the template so that the cut lines are perforated. So if you do not have a scoring tool for your Cricut machine, you can use it just as it comes in with the perforated cut lines, and that'll allow for you to score it without actually cutting the paper. And I hope that makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you bring in the smaller box. So this is the 4.5-inch box. I'm going to hit upload, and then I'm going to select it. I know it's selected because there's a green box around it, and it is down here in the circle on the bottom. I'm going to hit add to canvas to bring it to my canvas. And then I may need to size my canvas so that we can see the whole thing. Oh, no, it all shows on there. So this box is going to be finished size at 4.5. However, you can see here that the total size is 11.463, so just under 11.5, and by 9.9. So you'll be able to use one sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock and cut out this box template. Right now, all of these lines are showing as cut lines. They're not score lines. So again, if you do not have a scoring tool, you can keep it just as is, because I've made the cut lines perforated so it will not completely cut through the paper. So those little dashes are going to prevent it from being cut completely through the paper, and you can use those as score lines. However, if you do have a scoring wheel or a scoring pen for your Cricut, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab those score lines, and they're all grouped into one. And then you're going to, once it's highlighted, go up here to operation type and change it from a basic cut to a score. So they're supposed to be all grouped in there. It looks like only some of them changed over though. So that is not good. So there's a way around that, no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight one of the layers. I'm going to hold down my shift button, and I'm just going to go through and manually click on all of these layers, and we'll change them over that way. Now this can be a little bit tedious at first, but you get used to it. And again, it's just a limitation of the softwares that we use when we create our templates. Cricut does not allow for the score lines to be imported as score lines. They come over as cut lines. So this is something that I'm doing on purpose to you guys. This is just unfortunately how it works when we create these templates. Okay, so I have all of them selected, I believe. And they should be changed to score. And I'm just manually clicking on them now at this point, just to double check and make sure, because there were a lot of them and I didn't want to miss any of them. Okay, so then what you're going to do after you have that all switched over to score, if that's what you'd like to do, is you're going to go ahead and hit make it. Oh, I have to make sure they're attached. Nope, they're not attached. Let me hit cancel. My apologies, you guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a box over everything, and you're going to hit attach. And then we'll hit make it. Okay, so you can see now where it put everything on the same mat. It didn't separate it into two mats. So I have all my cut lines and all my score lines attached to my actual file. I can hit continue. And then you're going to select the type of material you're cutting your box template from. And you're going to select the tool if needed, if you're going to be doing scoring. So it'll ask you to either select the pen or to have a scoring wheel. Now I have a scoring wheel, but it's a hassle to take it in and out and do. I don't do all that. So I usually just typically change mine to my scoring stylus and then use that. So I did cut out the template for the shoe because I wanted to see you guys to see the different layers and how they just basically just place one right on top of each other. But I didn't cut out for the box. So I'm going to do that right now. And normally for that, I would use just regular 12 by 12 black cardstock, but I think I'm going to use red. Okay, sorry, I have to get up and out of camera for a minute. So instead of black, I'm going to use red, and hopefully the score lines will show up a little bit better so that we can see. Hopefully. And I've really been working this mat really hard for the last couple of days, and I haven't cleaned it. So just for some extra stability, painter's tape, guys. Keep painter's tape. Get it from the dollar store. $1.25. The roll lasts forever, and it's very low tack tape. You can put it on your paper, rip it off your paper, and it's not going to tear your paper at all. So I just stick some in each of the corners, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right, so I have my paper loaded on my mat, and let me just show you. I just stick the tape right in the corners. I'm gonna load it into my Cricut machine. I already have my Cricut scoring stylus loaded into my machine, and I am gonna hit go. Starting to sweat up here, y'all. So where's everybody from? I know that Therese and Danae are from California like myself. Where is everybody else joining us from this evening? So while that is cutting out, what I would typically be doing is designing my labels. Oh, and I wanted to mention that I include logos for the Jordan, for the shoes that were included in the bundle. However, I've done all kind of shoe boxes with all different kind of brands. It just basically depends on your customer. So for a birthday party for my niece, for example, she wanted everything to be Louis Vuitton. So instead of the Nike logos, I went and found some Louis Vuitton logos to do her birthday party. So I've seen Fila's, Adidas, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors. It doesn't matter. Really up to you on what your theme is going to be. Just go and find a picture of what it's like, and then you can design from there. I personally try and stay away from branded stuff unless I'm doing it for my own personal, use. So I don't recommend selling any of this stuff. This is for when you want to do your birthday parties or what have you. Okay, so box template is going through its scoring right now. So that's going to take a minute because I did the scoring pen as opposed to the wheel. And I didn't hit the go fast on that. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys want to do for next week. So we have done a lot when I think about it. So Danae and Shatrice, keep me honest if I'm forgetting anything. So we have definitely done some cards. We have done lots of cards, simple cards, gatefold cards. We've done interactive cards where things pop up and move around and switch and open and close. We have done some epoxy resin crafts where we've done some keychains, some jewelry, and such. Let's see, we've done gable boxes. Paint pouring. Rika came on and she did a demonstration for us on how to customize and paint your own Nike shoes, putting, your own designs. Oh yeah, we did sublimation on wood. We've done sublimation on glass. We did glass etching. Today we're doing these cute shoebox treat favors. We've also done the coffee cup box favors. That was really cute. Shadow boxes we've done as well. So we've gotten some really good crafts out of these Friday night late crafts and convos. So I'm happy for what we've done so far. I know that in terms of the lives on the channel, they're not getting as many views as the regular tutorials that I post, but I'm really trying to push to get more of an audience. So again, if there's a suggestion for an earlier date and time or day of the week, what have you, then we can always add and do different times as well if that is going to get us up. If you haven't done so already, and thank you, Shalise, for doing so, follow my TikTok. I haven't been on there so much, so I don't have that many followers on TikTok, and I would really like to be able to go live on TikTok as well. So that would be a wonderful present by the end of the year. Woohoo! We can get enough subscribers on TikTok so that we can go ahead and go live on TikTok. Yeah, I'm so sick though. Like sometimes your friends are not the people to go to for the craft stuff because they always say they can't do it. I can't. And I just, after a while, it kind of gets like old. Like, I know it's not your thing, but we all have to do things sometimes that we don't necessarily feel like it's our niche or whatever. I don't know. So the shoe that I made and I posted to the group, ladies, that shoe is 18 inches wide. So it is rather large. My husband typically is the person that I do all my, like whenever I'm trying something out for the first time, or if I just feel like coming up here and making something and I don't really have a purpose for it other than like a video, or I just made a template or whatever. He's the person that I typically would go to try and dump my, my little crafts. Otherwise, they'll just sit here in my craft graveyard. This morning, Trees, I tried to go give it to him, the shoe, and he was like, I don't have anywhere to put it, Noah. Like, you always making me sad. So he took the little shoe box because he's like, I could use that. I could find something to put in there or what have you. But the big giant shoe, he wasn't having it. Okay, so while that other piece was cutting out, I just decided to go ahead and put together this one. So if you guys don't know already, and I have to put the link for my Amazon store in my description box. I love this art glitter glue. This is the only kind of glue that I use. It is a liquid glue. I know some people don't like or don't feel comfortable with a liquid glue because it can be a little messier than tape runners and stuff like that. However, this is perfect for paper crafts. It is very strong adhesive. It's not going to dry right away, but it doesn't take forever to dry. And once it is dry, it's on there. It's not going to move. It's very strong. So I've used this little liquid glue thing that I have here for some pretty big projects, and they are still holding together after being moved around, tossed around, and they're still holding together. You don't need a whole lot, a little dab will do you. So I just kind of, you see, sporadically dot, 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 dot all over the back of this outline. And then I'm going to try my best to line it up I'm not too worried about if I don't get it perfect, because the beauty of this glue is that it does dry clear. So you may see white initially, but it will dry clear. And with the wet glue, I love it with the paper crafts because it does give you a little bit more wiggle room. You set something down and it is not where you need it to be, because the glue is still wet, as opposed to like hot glue or a glue stick or something like that, then you can move it around. And if there's any areas where the glue, is showing on the paper or doesn't dry clear, you can always use one of your glue erasers and just clean it up nicely. So you can see a couple areas where I have like the glue right there. But once it dries, it is not going to show at all. And again, if I were going to, he tries, but he don't have no room. Listen, I gave him the vending machine for Father's Day, right? So I made and gave him the vending machine for Father's Day. And he was like, it's really nice, but where am I going to put it at? Like, his whole man cave is just covered with stuff that I've made for him. Okay, so again, if I were going to be doing this like for a centerpiece or what have you, I would duplicate this entire file once I get the colors right and reverse it, so that when it's flipped over on this side, they'll see the same thing. Okay. All right. So the last thing is the actual box template itself. So we've gone over how to upload the files, bring them over in Cricut, change the files if you need be to change your colors or add different elements, and or size them up or down. And then we also went over how you can do your labels. The last thing is my actual shoebox. So if you choose the smaller template, the finished size again is going to be 4.5 inches, but you're able to put it all on one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I do have another template that is for bigger boxes, and yeah. Okay, so I can easily see my score lines on here. So what I'm doing is, let's see if I can just down just a little bit with my keyboard. Okay, so I'm just finding my score lines. These scrapers come in handy when you're scoring because they really help you to burnish the paper. This is a new term for people who may not be paper crafters. The term is burnishing. Burnishing is when you take either one of these scraper tools and or a bone folder, which is what we use to crease and score paper, and you do this motion here. What it does is it creates a really crisp, sharp edge. Okay. So you're just gonna find all those areas that have the score lines and then burnish them. If you don't have a scraper tool or something like that, you can use a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, use your hands and your finger, but you do want to burnish it. You want to get that crisp edge so that when it's folded, it looks nice. And then it assembles easily and everything is even. Okay. And it may sound weird, but like I love burnishing paper. Like there's some people that like to weed. There's some people that like, designing and all that. I just love the paper folding. Like it's a little satisfying for me, but I digress. Okay, so you see some of these I've burnished with my tool. Some of them I've just gone ahead and burnished with my finger. So now I have all of the folds folded. Oh, I missed one. But now I have them all folded. So before I put anything together, what I'll do is just fold it and see how they go together. You can see these two flaps here, you're gonna fold them. And then you're going to put them in like that. So we're gonna put glue on the tab. Just on these little tabs though. These little tabs here on the side, not the whole thing. Okay, so I have glue on just those tabs, and then I'm gonna fold it in. Make sure it's flush. And just hold it so it sets for a bit. And then do the other side. And then hold it. Just want to give some kind of pressure just to give the glue a chance to stick to the paper. Okay, and then you have this fold here. We're going to add glue all along the inside of that fold. So I have glue all on the inside of that fold there. And then you're going to fold it in. That's just going to give that some stability. Okay. I'm just holding it, giving it some pressure so that glue dries a little bit. And then I'm just going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. So we have the top of our box already done. And we're going to do the same thing on this side with the bottom of our box. So we're going to fold these tabs in and just put glue on the tabs. That's it. And these are going to go on the inside. Okay, so just on these little tabby parts, I'm going to put glue. I'm going to put glue on this one. And then give it some pressure. Make sure it's flush. Make sure your box is even. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I have that glue there. So I'm going to hold it. Make sure it's flush and even. Right angles, people, right angles. So do you guys have the same issue where your partner just has like an absorbent amount of your craft junk and they're like, I've had it? Or is it just me? All right, so I'm going to do the same thing on these other tabs on the other side, just on the tabs. And then we're going to add just a tiny bit of pressure. Make sure it's straight and you have a right angle. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on this tab, but make sure you put it on the inside of the box. So I'm just going to put the glue on the tab part. All right. And thank you guys for your patience, because you know I get wordy. Okay, so same thing we did on the other side. You have this tab here. We're going to put glue all along the inside of the tab. and then we're going to fold it in so that we give the box that extra stability. And then I'm going to just hold it light pressure. Okay. And then the last two that are going to fold are going to be these, and they just fold in again, just like that on both sides along those score lines. Okay, we're going to put glue on the inside. Okay, so we have glue on the inside. We're going to fold it and hold it down, giving our box that stability. One more tab and then we're done. So this was pretty easy to put together. The shoe was fairly easy to put together. Your labels are probably going to be the most time consuming, and that's just because it has to be personalized according to what you want. All right, so I'm going to adjust that camera back up so you can see my big boom head. And we're done. So I'm just holding it just a little longer just to give it some extra pressure. But here we go. Here's our box. And so depending on what size your finished box is going to be, would determine what size you're going to make your label that you're going to put on the side of the box. And then also what you're going to put on the top of your box, what size your logo is going to be for the top of your box. So there we have it, guys. Simple little shoe box template. So depending on the brand of the shoe would determine what the box is going to actually look like and the sizes according to that. Okay, so last but not least, it's the same concept with your labels. So in the example, I show where we use the shoebox label that goes on the side of the shoebox on a gable box. So I will post in the description box the link for my Amazon store where you can get these gable boxes. The gable boxes come, I think, 100 of them for just a few bucks. It's not that much. So I will post my link. So this is the gable box. You just design your label and size it so that it fits on the size of your gable box. Okay. And that looks something like, let's see, just show you the picture really, really quickly just for reference. So it's going to look something like this. Gosh, only forever and a day, right? Okay, so it's going to look something like this box right here. So this label that we have on the side of the box is the same label that I put on the side of the shoe box. It's the same one. The only difference is that this one is smaller and this one is larger. And then this shoe here, for purposes of showing you the size comparison. So all three of these products are sitting right next to each other on my table here in the craft room. This is the size of the gable box, so that will give you an idea of just how big that shoe was. So that shoe measured 18, almost 19 inches wide. So it's a pretty big shoe. So with the bundle, in the description box has the link where you can purchase it. You're going to get the labels where you're able to customize gable boxes and able to customize the side of your shoe boxes. You're going to get your box template, which I just assembled right now. And that is going to come in 2 sizes. You're going to have one that is going to only require 1 sheet of 12 by 12. And then you're going to have another one that will require multiple sheets of paper, depending on the finished size that you want it to be. You're also going to get 2 of the athletic shoes. So you're going to get this shoe. And the colors, I just did the colors myself. So you're just going to get the outline, and I showed you how you can get it to be the colors that you want it to be. And then you're going to also receive a file that's going to be for this shoe. Okay. All right. And then in addition to that, you're going to get 5 labels. You're going to get those in 5 different colors. And you're going to get logos that will match with these shoes. But you can go and get your own logos online. And then again, full disclaimer, I am not recommending that you purchase and or make these for selling. This would be for personal use only, okay? All right. I hope that everyone had a great time. I'm going to be looking in the comments later, see if anyone made any suggestions for what we may want to do next week. If not, think about it and shoot me an email. You can do that at acraftymessyoutube@gmail.com. And that's YouTube, the letter U, T-U-B-E. So it's not Y-O-U, it's just the letter U. acraftymessyoutube@gmail.com. Or you can shoot me an email to my business email, which is Bree K. Amor, BRICAYAMOR @gmail.com. Or join us on Black Girls Crafting Network on Facebook, and you can leave us a message there. For my mods that have been in the chat, thank you again for joining me as you do every Friday. It was a pleasure having you. And we'll talk a little bit later tomorrow and into next week about possibilities of what we can do next week, because I am totally stumped on that. We've done so many great things. I don't want to be repetitive, but I know there's so many more things that we can do that we haven't tapped into yet. I hope I'm not missing anything. Make sure you're following the channels. Make sure you're following Tara as well, even though she wasn't able to join us this evening. Freak thunderstorm in Canada. So, oh, for those of you who purchased the templates, thank you very much. The tutorial for the assembly of the templates and how to customize them and everything is going to be on YouTube on Monday. I just want to give a chance for the live to have first dibs on everything, since I have been talking about it in the group. But Monday, the regular tutorial will be up. And I think that's it. And I think that's all the business. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your crafty friends. And then until next time, this is Janelle with the Crafty Mess, owner of Bree K. Amor, signing out. Bye. See you guys.